We are taught from our very first paycheck to defer our lives. Put your head down, grind out the hours, and lock away your money for a future that is mathematically guaranteed to happen when your body is at its weakest. You spend your physical prime stacking up the coins under the assumption that you'll finally be allowed to live decades from now. Welcome to USA Rift. If you want to understand the hidden mechanics operating behind our economy and our culture, hit subscribe. Today, we are breaking down the math of the American retirement trap. The standard financial playbook is rigid. Perform 40 years of labor, save 15% of your income, and eventually rely on the 4% rule to safely draw down your portfolio. Follow the script perfectly, and you will arrive at the end of your life sitting on a massive, almost completely untouched net worth. Working for a paycheck is a direct liquidation of your non-renewable lifespan. Since human time is finite and non-refundable, every dollar you earn represents a permanent deduction from your total hours on Earth. Your bank account is the ledger where that spent life energy is recorded. Reaching age 85 with millions in the bank isn't a victory condition. If you die with a massive hoard of unspent life energy, it means you spent years, perhaps decades, working in a cubicle for absolutely nothing. The entire retirement planning industry is built on a single calculation error, the assumption of the flat line. Standard calculators project that you will spend the exact same inflation-adjusted amount on your lifestyle at age 85 as you did the day you retired at 65. This chart shows the empirical reality of how people actually spend money over time, forming a curve researchers called the retirement spending smile. The curve starts high during the go-go years, roughly ages 60 to 72. This is when health and energy peak, driving high discretionary spending on travel, hobbies, and ticking off bucket list items. Then comes the slow-go years, from ages 72 to 82. Physical deceleration sets in naturally. Retirees stay closer to home and travel less. The data reveals a steep drop in spending, simply because people lack the physical drive to consume at the same rate. While the average curve spikes back up at the very end to complete the smile, the median retiree experiences something different, a smirk. For the vast majority of people who avoid catastrophic late-life health shocks, spending simply continues to decline and never recovers to its starting point. Because financial advisors use linear math, they overestimate what you will need in your 80s. They force you to artificially restrict your budget during your 60s, the exact narrow window of time when you actually have the physical capability to enjoy the money you sacrificed your youth to earn. Even if you reject the flat line, you still face a hidden mathematical threat known as sequence of returns risk. This is a blind spot in the market that will destroy a portfolio even if your average investment returns are exactly what you projected. These two charts track the exact same retirement scenario. Retiree A and Retiree B both retire with $1.5 million. Both withdraw a standard $60,000 a year. Over a 20-year period, both portfolios earn the exact same 7% average annual return. On paper, their outcomes should be identical. But watch what happens when we change the chronological order of the returns.
Retiree A gets hit by a major market crash in their first year of retirement. Because they are withdrawing money while asset prices are down, they lock in the losses. Retiree B experiences that exact same market crash, but it happens in year 10. Retiree A's portfolio hits zero. They go completely bankrupt years before the simulation ends. Retiree B, using the same initial capital, the same withdrawal rate, and the same average returns, dies a millionaire with money to spare. Chronological luck overrides personal discipline. In the traditional withdrawal system, your financial survival is dictated almost entirely by the market's performance during the specific window you retire, regardless of how much you saved. So if discretionary spending plummets as we age, why does the average spending curve, the smile, spike violently back upward in our final years, the no-go years past age 82? The answer is the U.S. healthcare system. Escalating out-of-pocket medical costs create a late-life extraction event. A 65-year-old retiring today will need an average of $172,500 just for medical expenses. If they require a nursing home, that single line item can cost up to $150,000 a year. Many assume the government will cover these costs, but if you read the specifics of Medicare Part A and Part B, they are designed for acute medical events, hospital stays, and doctor visits. They explicitly do not cover the extended, daily custodial care that millions require at the end of their lives. The sheer scale of this uninsured liability triggers severe loss aversion in retirees. The fear of going bankrupt in a nursing home conditions people to chronically underspend their portfolios. They sit on millions of dollars in their 60s and 70s out of pure terror. This is the ultimate trap of the deferred life. You have been trained to hoard your wealth, but you aren't saving it to buy freedom or fulfillment. You are building a generational hoard to self-insure against a medical industry designed to extract every last cent on your way out the door. There is a mathematical escape route. Instead of a rigid, static withdrawal rate, financial planners developed dynamic guardrails, known as the Guyton-Klinger rules. This acts as an adaptive algorithm for your portfolio, adjusting your spending based on real-time market performance. By establishing strict ceilings and floors for your withdrawals, taking slightly less during a market crash, and giving yourself a raise during a boom, you neutralize sequence of returns risk. Because the math adapts, it allows you to safely spend up to 20% more during your healthy, active go-go years. Effective financial planning optimizes for net fulfillment. This framework focuses on extracting the maximum total of positive life experiences from your money while you still have the health to enjoy them. Your savings account is a temporary battery storing the hours of your youth. That stored energy is completely useless unless you intentionally convert it back out into experiences, travel, and early financial support for your children while you are actually alive to participate in it. The standard retirement model relies on fear to keep you working and hoarding, securing a massive payout for the medical industry at the finish line. The choice is yours. You can use your life energy to actually live, or you can leave it sealed away in a vault, unspent, forever.